I'm Hugh Hildersley, Executive Vice President of Sotheby's, and I'm here to talk about a truly remarkable object. 3.5 inches high, 5,000 years old, and exuding power and energy and a force and a mystery that I haven't encountered in another object in my over 45 years of experience at Sotheby's. It is one of those objects which catches your imagination immediately because although it is tiny, it is monumental. Scholars know a certain amount about who she was. There is in the Louvre a seal image from a cylinder seal of a very similar figure right here. This is our lioness, and here are the wax cylinder seal imprints of the similar figure walking between these are mountains and trees. And note that she is bigger than the mountains and the trees. So she's being depicted as a monumental figure. Then comes the question, what was she used for? There are two little holes in her head, which may have been where a cord was inserted so she could be hung around somebody's chest. And then, of course, the rest is mystery, and that's part of the fun of this very object. I also think that the work on the back of the shoulder here is really extraordinary with these curlicues. It's already being stylized. It's a very sophisticated carver, particularly when you take into account that this was 3000 BC. Now, I have a theory which I've developed over my time at Sotheby's that extremes in size are very important to the market. And I think the reason for that is if you have something that is extraordinarily large, it commands your attention because it's enveloping you. If you have something that's small and absolutely exquisite, it forces you to focus on that object. And in my years here, I have known of about 4 or 5 items that are completely in miniature, but totally exquisite. The first of these was a work by Roger van der Weyden, the Flemish artist, which is now in the National Gallery in Washington. It depicts St. George slaying the dragon. So this is an inch taller than the Guennol Lioness, but in the same scale. And in 1976, it fetched $600,000, which was a huge price in those days. More recently, we sold Forbes' collection of Fabergé, and this coach was in an egg that was 5 inches long. The coach itself is 3.5 inches long. And the wheels move, and the springs are actually springs. The door opens. It's a perfect miniature coach. And in calculating the value of this collection, we valued the coach egg, the coronation egg, at 25 million. So there is something to be said for being really small if you have exquisite quality. In the sale last June, when I was selling the Artemis, we had this wonderful gentleman. He's an Elamite copper figure of a horned hero. And you'll notice his spectacular shoes. Now, we estimated this gentleman at $150,000 to $250,000. And I wasn't totally surprised as the auctioneer when I sold it for $3.1 million. So we have our lioness, who can only be described, and one can of an animal say best of breed. She's certainly the best of breed. And we're estimating that the lioness would fetch between 14 and 18 million. Now, somebody's going to carry it off at the sale on December the 5th. But I advise everybody to come in for a little early Christmas present, just to look at it and to see this extraordinary thing that's 5,000 years old. You'll never see anything else like it. And I think, like me, you may fall slightly in love with it. It's a wonderful object.